Hey, Brennan here from brielvfx, and I'm here with a tutorial for another Thursday of tutorials. So this is what we're going to be looking at today. Boom. Shot in the chest both times. Blood hits, guy shoots, a lot of fun. It's from the Battlefield video. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna show you what I started off with, and that was this stunt fall, where they just fall without any blood. So, the guy in the foreground here, he's shooting them. He has a small gun. It's in a previous shot, but what I do is I just break up my shots with frames. So I called this stunt fall, for example, and I broke them up into shots, and then later in Premiere Pro, I'll compile them all together into one long, lengthy film, and then I'll render it out and do audio, and so that's basically how they get together. And so what I started off with is he shoots this guy first, and so I brought it into Boujou, and I tracked it with a bunch of null objects. So what Boujou does is it tracks with all of these red things here, and these are individual tracker points. It tracks in the distance here. They all stay on track to the footage. So it tracks close, it tracks far away, so it gets a nice wide variety over your whole image. So whichever tracker point your stock footage is closest to, it'll track to that particular Boujou point. So that's good. So we're gonna start off here with this first blood hit. Blood burst. This guy gets hit first. Let's see. First blood burst is that. It's a little behind, but that's okay. I think it's because of motion blur. But starts right there. Blood burst. See, without motion blur, that's what it looks like. And then we have powder hit, and then another powder hit. That's a white one. So giving it that variety really helps sell the effect, because variety, like I said last tutorial, is a huge part in visual effects. It makes it look realistic. So that's what that composes of. And then of course I applied motion blur to the individual layers over here, and then turned on motion blur for the composition. So when he's moving and falling, it adds the motion blur and it makes it look realistic. And we go over here to the second one where this guy gets hit, and we have this blood hit, and so that begins with that, and it's just a cloud, and a second blood hit, which is just a copy of that, I think, just darkened. And then there's this blood hit, which is just gushing blood. And of course motion blur for all of them, which makes it look realistic. And those are your final blood hits. So you got the cloud, you have the blood burst for both of them. So between those two, it really sells the effect and makes it look realistic. Also with the the white powder in here with the blood hit, that makes it look like a squib on a movie set. You can see it in here. So that helps out. It's right there. So there's the squib hit. And I did that with this one too. So those are the blood hits. And let's view it one more time. If you want to get real artsy, you could put a little bullet hole in them as they fall, but it was happening so fast that it wouldn't have been worth it. So I didn't worry about that, but on other shots I do, and we can go over that next week. Doing that next week. So thanks for watching, and see you next week.